Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to day 4 of the Legacy of Phrecia event. We have some updates here for you guys. So let's see, our character is now level 95. And if you look at our gear, we have swapped out of Tabula Rasa and into the Covenant Spider Silk Robe. Alright, when I bought this, it was 3 divines, and it's been dropping steadily since. So it should be 1 divine or less soon, and if you are still, doing your early Atlas progression and stuff, you'll be able to afford this much cheaper than I did, which is really nice. So I did get it 5-linked, and in the 5-link, I've gone ahead and put my Summon Holy Relic of Conviction, Vile Toxins, Meat Shield support, more on that later, Void Manipulation support, and Awakened Unbound Ailments. This is a pretty cheap Awakened gem to buy, so I went ahead and bought it. Alright, Meat Shield support. What is this? This makes your enemies stand next to you in a defensive formation, and they'll deal more damage to enemies next to you, and they will take less damage in general. We are using this instead of minion damage support until we can get some levels onto Summon Holy Relic of Conviction, right? Their base HP is too low to use minion damage, so we're using Meat Shield instead. And it doesn't really change the way the build functions. A lot of times when there's a strong enemy, they're kind of chasing you down, and they fall under the category of being nearby, and they will take more damage. Alright, and also to solve minion squishiness, we have gone ahead and respect into the sacrifice passive here, so we can take minion defense mastery that lets our minions leech 1% of damage as life. Right, this has been really important in helping keep our Summon Holy Relics alive. I saw a Reddit thread earlier where someone was saying their minions died too much. Well, they probably didn't have this as well as the Meat Shield support, right? Level 20 minions on their own are just too squishy no matter what build you're playing. It's really the gem levels there that makes them tanky. So let's have a look at the rest of the passive tree. There should be some changes now that we're level 95. We've gone ahead and gotten some spell block nodes, as well as the mana mastery here for increased mana reservation of efficiency skills. We have gotten this spell block cluster here, safeguard, so this has given us a bunch of spell block. We've finished the sovereignty cluster for increased mana reservation efficiency of skills. And then you will see, most importantly, I have a bunch of jewel sockets added into the build. So we've gotten jewel here, the jewel here, the jewel here, and, well, we also have a jewel slot here, but I cannot afford what is supposed to go in there, so it's just kind of sitting there blank for now. Alright, so in these jewel sockets, I've gone ahead and put in 4 Abyss Jewels that give our minions at least 13% chance to poison enemies on hit each. So 13 times 4, that should get you to 52, and I think 52% chance to poison plus the Skin Crawler Ascendancy is giving us 100% chance to poison enemies on hit, which is why we can swap out of chance to poison support gem into Vile Toxins and Void Manipulation instead, so that's given us a bunch of damage. The 4th Ghastly Eye Jewel went into my Stygian Vise here. I will explain to you the belt swap in just a second, and now we can talk about gear changes. I got myself a new necklace. It's just a rare with maximum life, life regenerations, elemental resist for me and my minion, and it's on a Jade Amulet base, so that we meet the dexterity requirements to use our gear. For the rings, we're still using 1 Kikuzaru, it's still working wonders. We've swapped the second one out into Profane Proxy, and that's because we have enough mana reservation to use Summon Skitterbots. These are minions that run around and chill and shock enemies. With the Profane Proxy ring, we can change the chill to apply a curse instead, and the curse being applied in this case is Despair, and only use this combination if you do not have Asenath's Gentle Touch. Right? If you're using the unique gloves I recommended, that's going to handle your curse requirements, so you won't need to use Profane Proxy there. Right, I couldn't find myself a pair of Asenath's Gentle Touch, so I went with a rare pair of gloves instead. Don't worry about the socketed gems are supported by level 20 faster projectiles. That one was just an experiment to see how it felt. Spoiler alert, it does not feel all that great. Just use the normal Lancing Steel of Spraying projectile speed instead. The mods on this item is going to be life, life regen, chaos resist. That's basically how rares go for this build. You just need life regen, resists, maybe some dexterity, okay? So whatever you can afford on the trade site, that's what you're going to get here. For the belt, we have a very special situation. We crafted this ourselves using Deafening Essence of Torment, I believe, and that guarantees the chance to avoid being shocked mod. So we just essence spammed until we hit some resistances and some other useful mods. and then we benchcraft whatever we are missing. So here I want to bring your attention to the chance to avoid being shocked. We have 58% of it, and then on this Abyss Jewel, we have another 50%. So all of that combined actually makes our build shock immune. So you'll see here I have shock avoidance over 100%, so that is shock immunity. And then we are getting freeze avoidance from our Pantheon, and then that means we have to get ignite mitigation from our Divine Flask, okay? Speaking of flasks, I've went ahead and enchanted all of them. The mobility ones used when charges reach full, and the defensive ones I have them activate whenever I hit a rare or unique enemy. So it looks like reduced charges per use for the mobility flasks. And then for the Granite and Jade Flask, you're going to want increased armor during effect and increased evasion during the effect. Right, I did not waste a lot of money trying to roll these. We can min-max later. This is just automation, so everything feels smooth while we are mapping. So I think that's about it. I already talked to you about the Summon Skitterbots and the gem swap here for the Summon Holy Relic of Conviction. Everything else for the build is relatively the same. What else is there to say? Mapping strategy, well, I'll play some clips of me mapping. I am simply just doing Betrayal, no Scarabs, no big brain strats. I've seen a lot of people do some cool stuff with the relics, but I am not there yet. We can do T16 maps very comfortably on the build, but before we start juicing with Scarabs and all the other, crazy relic effects, I'm going to want to make some more upgrades to my damage and HP. We did get our 2 Watchstones, so maybe I have some clips of that playing as I speak. It went pretty good. This was my first time doing the Searing Exarch with minions, and it was kind of weird for ball phase. The golems would just kind of like blow everything up near you and get you killed, so that was unfortunate, but the damage was fine and the survivability was fine otherwise. So once we get our single target ramped up, we'll be able to do all those juicy bossing strategies, because remember, we are at level 20 Summon Holy Relics. It can go all the way up to 30. We haven't gotten to the increased cooldown recovery breakpoints. We're at 14%. We can go to 30%, 52%, and maybe even 82% when we really optimize the build. So I am not at all worried about the damage for this build, and we'll fix the survivability by other means. But all in all, I am very happy with this build. This is day 4, and we are blasting through maps, having a great time. So I think that's all I have to share with you today. The next update, I'll probably try to get out a day or 2 from now with Aminamu's Gaze, show you how that feels. But yeah, this build checked all the boxes for what I wanted out of a league start. Unfortunately, some of the uniques I recommended were a little bit expensive, but they're dropping down now, so if you're starting late or just haven't had much time to play, lucky you, you'll be able to afford all of this for much cheaper than it was on day 1 and 2. Alright, with that said, I think I'm done for this video. Day 4 update, really happy with the build. Hope you guys are happy with yours as well. I will see you in a day or 2 with another update video. Bye!